Okay, so welcome back if you're coming back, and welcome if it's your first time. Well, there are a couple of people, or rather a couple of groups, that are trying very hard to keep the divine being from moving forward. Either they do it consciously or they do it subconsciously through manipulation by other people who don't want the divine being to move forward. And they want to keep them stuck where they are. But with the help of God, the divine being will always move forward no matter what. There might be delays here and there in whatever they are trying to get through to or make their breakthroughs, but they will still get there because that's fated to be. It's meant to be because that is their purpose in this life. They are meant to finish what they are assigned to. Well, there are huge spiritual attacks, especially on the crown chakra, on sacral chakra, root chakra, and throat chakra, and even, or rather we should say, almost all the chakras, but mostly on the root chakra, to make them feel not safe with whatever decision they are making, to make them question themselves, to think twice about whatever decision they are making, and to reel them back to what didn't serve them from before. As somebody has been saying, that whatever comes towards you, just know that it is serving you. It is serving you, whether it looks good or bad. And that's what I've learned for the past few weeks. God keeps reminding you of almost everything that you have gone through or you have learned. There are things you know, there are things you don't know, there are old things, there are new things. But each and every time, if you happen to be not to be moving towards your purpose, God will always remind you of your purpose. And He will bring back all the knowledge that you need to know again and again and again in order for you to be able to move forward in your assignment. And that's just what happened. Either you are reminded physically or you are reminded psychologically with the help of other beings who are around you. Well, it has been a very difficult period of time for me, and I was struggling just like everyone else. I was struggling because on one side I had the spiritual attacks, on the other side I had responsibilities, on the other side I had to deal with some people physically. And it was really trying, and it's still going on in a way. Yesterday was very, very trying because I had a very bad headache, and I could feel the spiritual attacks really, really intense in a way. And all I could do was just sit back and make prayers, because most of the time the prayers I make are the last resort I use when I'm trying to protect myself or ask for protection. But actually, accordingly, everyone should know that they should ask for protection from God each and every time, each and every day, each and every second they are living in this world, because He created us and He knows how He can protect us. Sometimes we might think we have the knowledge of knowing how to protect ourselves, but it just might end up being a narrow kind of a knowledge, and it might not be enough sometimes, or maybe it might not be the right strategy you are using in order to protect yourself. So we should try to apply different kind of strategies in order to be able to help ourselves in protection, help our loved ones in protection. We can even ask for ways, ask for guidance from our spirit guides, from God, from guardian angels, from our ancestors, from other guardian beings. We can ask for help, and they are sure to come to aid. Well, mine has been really trying, as I said. It's because just when I'm thinking, okay, I've made a right decision, the devil always sends somebody or something to try and confuse me in the kind of decision I've made. And it ends up being a struggle because the ego comes in. And when the ego comes in, it's easy for the devil to just fool around with you around his little finger. So there are a couple of groups and people who, without even knowing, some people don't even know that they are being manipulated energetically from an outside force, from somewhere else. Because your enemies will always use the people around you in order to affect you in whatever you are doing. And that's exactly what is happening with me. And just when I'm thinking, okay, I've moved one step forward, and then I'm taken back 2 steps behind. And sometimes it can be very tiring. And you feel tired, and that's the deal of it. It's to make you get tired and give up on whatever you're doing. But each and every time we ask for help from God, and He always sends help through His angels, through His servants, through spirit guides, through other guardian beings as well. And I'm thankful and grateful for all that and for all of them. And even through our ancestors, although sometimes we cannot see them, but they are always there. Especially on Fridays, they usually come Friday nights. They come visit their relations, their relatives, and they just come to see if we are praying for them. Sometimes they need prayers, and we are not aware of it because we are most of the time busy with the worldly things. But it's there. They usually come to visit us almost every night. And while sometimes we can feel them, sometimes we can't. But they are always there, all through the way in our journey in this world. And there's no way we can get disconnected from them in any way, because they are our bloodlines. Anyway, What I'm trying to say is, with all these spiritual attacks, physical, maybe probably some people are getting physical attacks as well. With all these things, we should always surrender to God, because we don't know how much power we could have in order to be able to fight off all these attacks on us. And God is always the solution. Make your prayers, do your meditations, do your mantras. Sometimes doing exercise is also good, because it keeps the energy in motion. And when the energy is in motion, if it's not stagnant, it's not easy to get manipulated by any other outer forces. You can even realize this through watching people who do exercises and people who don't do exercises. People who do exercises are mostly happy. Generally, they are really happy, because they emit out the negative energy from within themselves when they do exercises. So just do exercises according to how you are able to do it, and it depending on your age and depending on your physical bodies. And that's one of the things that helps me out once in a while if I find I'm not able to cope up with any other thing. Sometimes it's hard even to sit down and make prayers, especially if you have responsibilities, because all those things are just distractions. But definitely, if you ask help from God, He will always give you space to be able to do that. There will always be a space created for all that which you need to have. Like even you can go out, walk in the nature. Those things help out. Or you can meet up with people who really make you feel good. Even those help out. But sometimes just walking out in the nature might even be enough, because when you are out in the nature, you connect with your ancestors, you connect with your spirit guides, you connect with your guardian angels. As long as you have that intention of connecting with them, and then they can help you with inspiration from God. So these times, divine beings are having a hard time trying to make decisions, trying to move forward. And it's like everything is just like, either it seems like it's stuck or it's getting even harder and harder. But those are just nothing but illusions. Illusions from the enemies. They are sending out illusion energy to confuse you. Those are just illusions, because you are really moving forward and you are really making progress in whatever you are doing. Just keep that in mind. And you've come a very long way to give up right now. You have come a long way to give up right now. So don't give up. Go on. Move ahead. Go on moving ahead and trust that God is helping you out with whatever you are doing. And you will get to where you want to be. Don't get discouraged in any way about anything which looks like it's a blockage or a challenge. Those are just stepping stones to your success. Take it that way. They are stepping stones to your success, to your goals. So some divine beings, or rather a divine being is having a lot of people trying to manipulate them into giving up in whatever they are doing. But it will not work out because God's power is higher and it's more powerful than any other kind of power which seems to be around us. And as long as we rely on God, we will always succeed. And then there is also manipulation to make people choose the wrong kind of decision. These to make you make the wrong choice. But that is also not going to work out because God has given you discernment. And definitely, if you just sit quietly and listen to yourself, go within, you will realize what you have to do because God will give you that inspiration. So this is what I'm guided to give out right now. And I hope this helps somebody because it's always dark before dawn. It's always darkest before dawn. And dawn is about to rise. The sun is about to rise. And that's why all these dark forces are trying very hard to make people give up on what they should be doing because they are out of time right now. So take care, everyone, and have a good day, and God bless.